All right, welcome in everybody to the Women's Wellness Network and welcome here. How is everybody doing today? I think it is a pretty nice day out there in my part of the world. And, we have guests from around the globe, which is I don't know, it's more makes me feel like we're all connected, like really connected because we can talk to one another, we can um see one another. We can feel one another's energy. I was just complaining a little bit before I came on about how discombobulated I am. And Naomi here, so lovely, noticed and, you know, feeling that energy. So I have to like calm myself a little bit here because I'm still heightened and I would really like to just. So I am going to turn it over to our guest, Naomi. Hello, Naomi. How are you today?
Hey, I am good. And to just kind of lighten it a little bit, I just realized behind me is my dog's treats. I was like, those aren't usually there when I'm,
Oh, you're a good dog, Mama.
yep.
See, we've
She
learned
was,
something about you already.
yeah, there you go. I'm a dog mom and she was close by yesterday wanting treats because I was eating snack and she couldn't have it. So that's why the treats are behind me.
That's fair. Okay, now you have to tell us what kind of dog is she?
Okay, so she is a Presa Canario, which is a smaller breed of Mastiff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. So being a smaller breed means she's 85 pounds as opposed to like 120.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure as the male, if she was a male, she'd be even heavier. Oh
Right.
my.
And she's actually on the very smallest end of her scale. So she's kind of slight for her breed,
Aw,
although she doesn't look it.
sweet.
She's a
Oh,
very muscular breed.
yeah. Yes, they are, but very loving and loyal.
Oh, so I mean, she is an absolute sweetheart. She doesn't realize her breed is bred to like hunt wild boar. She thinks she's meant to hold down a couch.
Mm, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's hang out and be cozy with people.
Mhm.
Way
Yeah.
more fun. Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so now we know you have a dog. What else can you tell us? How about where are you located?
Sure. I am in New Hampshire in the US, and I absolutely love the global connections because, like you said, it's just so amazing. I think this is one of the positive parts of social media and technology is that I get to connect with people all over the globe. And so, yes, I am from New Hampshire. It is a ridiculously humid day today.
Yeah, here too. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, but
it
lovely.
makes your hair crazy? My hair's crazy.
I do have curls, but I managed to keep them pretty well maintained with humidity. But yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah, because really, on a global scale, we are not that far apart compared,
No, no.
right? So yeah, experiencing some of the same weather systems and such, I guess. Anyways,
Mhm.
we didn't come here to talk about the weather. We came here to talk about you. So first of all, why don't you tell us what it is that you do in the world?
Sure. So I am a stress and burnout coach, um, because of my own experiences. And that came out of 18 years in education as a teacher and an administrator. And my foray into entrepreneurship started as a body partner, which used to be Beachbody. And that was kind of my journey into taking back control of my health. I spent most of my adult life battling chronic Lyme disease.
Oh,
And I am, let me think about it, 2 years, 2.5 years off of all medication and treatment and very healthy, very fit. I have to say, at 44, I am the fittest, healthiest I have been in my adult life.
nice.
But I made a decision in 2020 that I was taking back my health. And I was no longer just a survivor because at some points you just have to be a survivor. That's all you can do. But I was at a point in my health journey where I was done. I was done just surviving and I was determined to thrive and take back control of every piece of my health that I could. Because some things I can't control, that I had bacteria in my body trying to kill me, but
Right.
I could control what I put into my body. I could control what I put into my mind, and I can control how I move my body. And so I made some changes. And in those changes, I also learned how much my stress affects my health
Mm.
and to control my stress. And in 2022, I my contract was non-renewed. I was told we're not renewing your contract out of the blue. I'd
Uh,
only been at the job 6 months, And as I looked at applying to other positions and where I could go, a friend called me and said, "Listen, if you start your business, we'll support you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I actually need to take this seriously."
Right.
And as I sat in my office and I thought about it, I was like, "What do I do?" Because there's a lot of things I can't do.
Right.
I have multiple degrees. I have 18 years of experience. What am I going to do? And I was like, I'm a recovering educator. I'm recovering from the stress, the burnout, multiple times with the burnout. I'm recovering from the politics because that's why I was let go, was politics, and I didn't play the game.
Right.
The politics get pretty um, strong and
Mm.
big the higher up you go. And I just don't play that game. That's not who I am. And I was like, I want to provide the support to people who are dealing with extreme stress, dealing with burnout that I didn't have. That's not something that's provided to educators. The professional development that's provided to educators focuses on what they're already trained in and highly skilled at, but it does not look at the whole person and what they need in order to be a whole, healthy, whole educator to do their job well. So that's what I started to provide. And I've expanded beyond educators because stress and burnout are not unique to the field of education.
Right.
They're common across the board. And so, really, what I do is I help driven high performers, high achievers, those of us that drive ourselves to burnout,
Right.
to find that balance and stay in the career they love and are called to, but still love their families, love their life, and actually enjoy going to work.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be amazing if most people could actually do that? And shouldn't that be how every day is? Shouldn't everybody have that opportunity? Yeah, and
Yeah.
especially, okay, maybe you're not just confined to educators, but educators are bringing up our children.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the most important piece of everything that you just said to me is yeah, our little people have
Mm-hmm.
know how to deal with it, and then they've got crazy homes with people
Mm-hmm.
that are in that situation. They've got everybody around them all the time in that way. So no wonder there's so many issues and problems and troubles out there.
Yeah. Educators deserve to be able to go to work wanting to be there
Yeah,
and feeling wanted there. And I can tell you, I have a couple of times been in toxic environments where I cried my way to work and I cried my way home. And that's just not good. And um, sometimes it's us. There's a lot that we have to deal with inside of us when
right.
we're in a toxic environment, because if we don't do the internal work, it's just going to happen again.
Yeah,
But also sometimes we have to get out of the environment. And so I help people with that as well, of looking at, is it my environment? Am I in the right environment? Am I in the right career? Because if you're in the wrong career, it's brutal.
makes it
Like,
worse.
yeah, when you're in the wrong place, you're like, I just don't fit. You want to be in the place that you fit. And sometimes it's a toxic environment and you just need to change grade levels. Sometimes you just need to change buildings. Sometimes you need to change districts, because it can be an entire district that is toxic, but sometimes it's just a smaller environment. And so I work with my clients on looking at that. And I have one right now that she's like, I already can feel the dread of going back to school in the fall. And
Oh,
I don't want anyone to feel that. I don't want anyone to feel that. And I know that feeling of just that weight of
right.
oppression. And I remember clearly walking, and I think some people can relate to this, of walking into my principal's office at the beginning of a school year and shutting the door. I had a really good relationship with him. I shut the door and I said, just to be clear, I don't want to be here. And he looked at me and he said, I don't either. I'm like, okay, awesome. I will do my job. He's like, I know you will. I'm like, okay, as long as we have an understanding, I'm on my merry way. And
Right.
that's really rough to walk into a school year not wanting to be there.
Yeah, yeah, right. Ugh. Especially
Mhm.
if the opposite energy of most of the children are so excited because they get to see their friends again and get back into
Mhm.
those routines. Yeah,
Mhm.
that must be so saddening. And yeah, kind of make it extra hard, I think. Just getting there and you can't enjoy. You're inside. You have to pretend and you can't enjoy. Like how difficult.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
thankfully I only had about a month that I had to be there. I actually switched districts and positions.
Well, even just the information that you gave when you were just telling me about that, the different options for people, some people might not even think. They're just so overwhelmed. They don't even think, oh, I have this option or that option. And you've just given some. So maybe somebody listening is going to go, oh, that's a really great idea. Maybe I should
Yeah.
think about that.
Yep. Sometimes you just need somebody to let you know there are options because you get so stuck in the situation, in the moment, in the environment that you really can't see your way out. And someone on the outside can be like, oh, well, what about this? Or what about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So it do this or blah 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 tripping over my tongue. I keep hearing Mercury is going retrograde and that makes communication crazy. I feel it myself. Maybe it's
Mhm. Yep.
psychosomatic. I don't know, but it's working on me. Um, just the way that you work with people. Okay, first of all, do you work with people online and in person or
I
just one?
do.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good.
do both. Yep, I have online clients and then I also do face to face. I love working with a district or working with a business where I'm on site for an entire day and I just do back to back 30-minute blocks with their staff where they can come in and see me and have like a monthly touch point with me. That like days like that just fill me up. Then I also do one-on-one with clients where I work with them over a period of time and support them in their stress management and career and all of that. Yeah.
Right. Oh my. Well, that's good. There's like other options. There's options for people. And did how did you find like during COVID, say afterwards when people had to go back to those jobs, did you see like a big jump? I mean, people are already stressed out and crazy over the whole, pandemic as it was, but the, you know, everybody stayed home. That included kids and children, I mean, children,
Right.
teachers. So
Yep.
yeah, did you gauge like a different stress area level in that way?
So for me, I was starting my stress management journey in COVID,
Okay.
and making my journey out of toxicity
Great.
and into another position and all of that. But yeah, stress, like COVID was so hard on everybody.
Yeah.
And then coming back was brutal on educators because like the one constant in education is that things always change.
Right.
However, the rate of change when we were in COVID was it was a breakneck speed. So every time you thought you had things figured out, it shifted again. So like we all went home and we thought we would be back in a week. Then
Right.
we found out we're staying home. So we have to go back to get everything together to teach from home. And then we found out we're coming back, but not everybody's coming back. And we're teaching remote and face to face. And so it was just constant change in the model. And any educators here, I'll just give you a specific example of what happened to me that just made so clear to me that some administrators had no clue about what was going on. I got observed during our hybrid. So I had students at home who
Right.
I had on Zoom like this, and I had a handful of students in front of me. Now, how I teach when I have everybody in front of me is very different from how I teach when I have half of them on a computer screen.
Right.
Well, our district had not provided us with microphones, like mobile microphones.
Right.
So, in order for my students to hear me, I had to be by my computer. So I was observed, and it was kind of a educational observation. They had an administrator who needed to be trained in observation. So I was like, whatever, just come observe me. I don't care. I'm
Right.
like, I'm a veteran teacher. Like, I don't care who's in my classroom. Like, you're gonna get what you get. So I have three administrators come in. So I get three um summaries of what I did.
Right.
Uh, and and I was supposed to like rank them, whatever, to help with the process. And I read the one and his, because they always have to tell you something that you can improve on,
Right.
because heaven forbid anybody like actually score perfectly on anything. And his comment to me was, "You should get up and walk around the room." And I was like, "You should read the room. Half my students are on that computer screen and cannot hear me or see me if I get up and walk around the
Right.
room." Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the kind of things that teachers were facing is the constant change. And then, oh, by the way, you should do this. And you're
You did
like,
wrong.
"No way, that doesn't work."
Ugh,
Do you know the model we're working with right now? So
yeah.
yeah, teachers like, and I feel like it's still a moving target, even though like you've got all your kids back, but we've dealt with these learning gaps, and they're trying to fill in learning gaps. And then you have this social piece where you have these students who like are socially behind because of the different things that happened with COVID. And I'm like, we're 4 years out, we're going on 5 years out from when everything went down, and we're still dealing with the ramifications of it. And we have this internal expectation that when things went back to normal, things went back to the way they used to be.
Right.
And nothing has gone back to the way it used to be. So there are these mental disparities
Right.
that you're dealing with that add to the stress, because you're like, but it's not the way it used to be. And it's not. And it's probably never going to be the way it used to be.
No. And well, I guess at the same time, that's a blessing because a lot of things weren't working. So,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously that was one of the things that was not working. And, maybe now there can be some corrections. And there's people like you that are, you came out of that thing
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
use your experience. And that is more important than any degree that you hold, is the experience and I don't know, thriving through it and
Mm-hmm.
being on the other side and able to say, hey, I got this. I know what we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Awesome. Okay, so if people want to reach you, how can they do that?
Sure. My email, which I love to get emails from people, is the recovering educator,
Okay,
all over
perfect.
at gmail.com. And so I love to chat with people and find out what's going on with you, what you're struggling with, how I can support you. That's a super easy way to connect with me. And I can put in the comments a few other links as well. I actually have a conference happening next Monday, a virtual one that educators, actually anybody who wants to come can come. But it's for educators, and it's called Thrive Conference. And it's all about providing joyful growth opportunities for educators and supporting the whole educator. My partner and I are really trying to shift the conversation about professional development for educators.
Nice. I like it. Okay, yes, we'll definitely put the link out for that so that people can see that. In our description, we'll have something in there for that too, so that people, who don't get a chance to watch the interview can still at least see it. Um,
Absolutely.
my goodness. Okay, is there anything else you would like to share with us before we wrap up?
Oh, stress may be very common. However, common doesn't make it normal or healthy. And there are a lot of things that you can do to shift that. And you don't have to stay in a constant state of stress and fight or flight.
Right, exactly. You heard it here, ladies. Women of the Women's Wellness Network. We will put all of Naomi's contact information into the comments section. And yeah, reach out to her. And if you know of any teachers, educators in any way, I'm sure they could probably benefit. And as she said, she has this free course coming up. Please remind me again what that is, when that is.
Thrive Conference, and it's on Monday, August 5th.
August 5th. Okay, cool. So check those out and yeah, connect with her. And if there's anything else that she can help you with, I'm sure she would be glad to do that. So, Naomi, thank you so much for joining us today. And Women of the Women's Wellness Network, until next time, be well.